Hello and most welcome to 1958 of the H series. I will today continue with, or start with a new article. It's the famed interpreter of Wittgenstein, Eugen Fischer, and an article named Wittgenstein's Non-Cognitivism, Explained and Vindicated. And vindicated.
Vindicated.
Vindicated. The later Wittgenstein advanced a revolutionary but puzzling conception of how philosophy ought to be practiced. Philosophical problems are not to be coped with by establishing substantive claims or devising explanations of theories. Instead, philosophical questions ought to be treated like an illness. Even though this non-cognitivism about philosophy has become a focus of debate, the specifically therapeutic aims and non-theoretical methods constitutive of it remain ill understood. They are motivated by Wittgenstein's view that the problems he addresses result from misinterpretation driven by urges to misunderstand. The present paper clarifies this neglected concept and analyzes how such urges give rise to pseudo problems of one particular, hitherto little understood kind. This will reveal therapeutic aims, reasonable and non-theoretical methods necessary in one clearly delineated and important part of philosophy. Welcome, Mirja.
Love philosophy. Good morning.
Good morning. That is by developing a novel account of nature and genesis of one important class of philosophical problems. the paper explains and vindicates a revolutionary reorientation of philosophical work at the level of both aims and methods.
Revolutionary. Revolutionary.
Revolutionary, indeed, revolutionary. The later Wittgenstein is notorious for his revolutionary but puzzling conception of how philosophy ought to be practiced. We may not advance any kind of theory. There must not be anything hypothetical in our considerations. We must do away with all explanation, and description alone must take its place. Alone, its place. Only description will take its place. Nothing else but sheer description. That is, in the course of their investigations, philosophers may certainly make statements that are literally true or false, but they should not seek to solve the problems they are dealing with by formulating philosophical hypotheses, devising philosophical theories, or seeking to explain the matters of fact that puzzles them. Puzzles them. Their problems are not to be coped with by establishing non-trivial claims. Versus new truths about the subject of the investigation. The methods or techniques with which Wittgenstein wants to approach philosophical problems thus are, in a very wide sense, non-theoretical. Theoretical they are not. equally striking are the therapeutic aims he appears to pursue by their means. Philosophers are to treat their questions like an illness. An illness.
Like an illness.
Illness. And to cure in themselves many diseases of the understanding. Harsh words, indeed. Wow. These puzzling problems, puzzling ideas are motivated by a novel conception of nature and genesis of some philosophical problems. Problems. I hope I was correct. Problems. By developing this conception and analyzing problems to which it applies, the present paper is to clarify and make sense of the therapeutic aims and the non-theoretical methods jointly constitutive of what we might call Wittgenstein's non-cognitive approach. Non-cognitive approach. His pursuit of therapeutic aims with non-theoretical methods constitutes a non-cognitivism about a part of philosophy in a new, more fundamental sense of that familiar term. In particular, it claims of a certain area of intellectual discourse that it is not sensible to pursue in it the cognitive aim of establishing new truths about the subject of investigation, Up to now, the rejection of this cognitive aim was thought reasonable only to the extent to which statements about the subject at issue fail to express factual claims and are therefore neither true nor false. And this is important. They are not truth apt. Odd word though, but we can put it to the ledger. They're not truth apt. The present paper will show that the replacement of cognitive by other aims for philosophical work is reasonable also where we are systematically driven to make statements which are truth apt but utterly unwarranted. In response to one particular, arguably important kind of philosophical problem, which Wittgenstein addresses, then second, the paper will examine how Wittgenstein pursues those new therapeutic aims and will show his novel methods to be called for in the face of these particular problems. Wittgenstein addresses problems arising through a misinterpretation of our forms of language and takes philosophers to be systematically driven to such misinterpretation by urges to misunderstand the workings of our language that generate grammatical illusions. Though carefully crafted in plain, non-technical German, the content of these and related meta-philosophical remarks has remained notoriously unclear. To get clear on it, I will relate these general remarks in detail to specify moves Wittgenstein makes in the course of an actual philosophical investigation, namely in the formulation, analysis, and treatment of the problem about sudden understanding, around which one of the best integrated parts of his main text revolves. Remove. His investigation of understanding and reading. I think that could be a good stopping point. See if I can find it in the paper. Understanding and reading.
Page 54. Understanding and reading.
Whereabouts are we in 54?
Here.
Let's see. First paragraph, second.
Let me see. Is the second, no, third paragraph.
Second paragraph. Let's see.
Oh, third,
Not the
I think. Second and third, actually.
Third, okay. Understanding and reading. I got it. Thank you. I got a lot of praise over the internet. My followers say, or our followers, we should say, they really like the interjections, the laughter, and the differentiation. It helps the understanding of these very difficult texts. Especially Chaim, that guy in Israel I mentioned. Let's see. Let's
Excellent.
go put on. Yeah, it's good. It's a very good idea. It was your idea, Kalle. So you have not only met the Pope, the Cardinal. Next to the Pope, you're also come with this marvelous invention. Uh, 9:35. Well, it's still very introductory, but I will take this true fact. It's in the second paragraph on the second page, 54 that will be. So it's not true fact, it's not untrue, but it's not false. So he's more subtle than that, I would say. I think that's the right word. It's a certain coarseness to just having false or truth. The reality, as we know since earlier, Susie Froebel, fractality, and Terry Marx-Starlow show to a much wider complexity, and that incredible simplification of true and false. Useful conceptions, but in detail, not on a general basis. You can point to something big and say, that is true, or that is false. How much does it mean? Well, the bigger the project or the bigger the thing, the less it means. It's a very clumsy expression. It should be used with care. And it's the same in the Alexander technique. There's no correct movement. It's a level of correctness. And that is a lot more refined, accurate or accurateness-like, and goes deeper into the subject. And this is what very aptly put by Eugen Fischer here. It's his main idea, main motivation by Wittgenstein. I never been so happy with the idea therapeutical method, because as you might know, Wittgenstein was rather skeptical about psychologism, but never mind. It suits the purpose. That's still good with me. And what we will look into deeper here in this paper is, of course, non-cognitivism. And that is that we go away from the idea that we cognize things outside ourselves and that they are completely disjunct from us, and we sort of devour them from a distance. Kalle, Mirja, please enter.
Yes, so as we see in the title of the paper, it's about non-cognitivism, and Fischer helpfully defines what it means, and it's worth repeating. The label non-cognitivism has been reserved for positions like expressivism in ethics, which claim that certain statements are non-truth apt. That is, they are not neither true nor false, as you said, Hans. And
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And we can also add what do you call it? The bat. So the truth out there positions is not correct. Who was the philosopher who spoke about the bat now again?
Thomas Nagel.
Thank you.
Thomas Nagel.
So it's against this, who's like to be a bat. What it's like to be a bat. So it's also against that position. So the truth is inside us, so to say, but it's also in the context.
Yeah, and even more than so, it's more complexity than truth is too much of a simplification. Thomas Nagel, as you mentioned, said intellectual life must be much more complicated than a computer, which has actually truth and false. And a computer can do criticism and argumentation and defense. And those tools are very coarse, very primitive. Reality has a much more subtleties than that.
We can also take a look at the profile of this Fischer. He's at East Anglia. He directs an interdisciplinary X-Phi research group together with the psycholinguist Paul Engelhardt. We develop new empirical approaches to classical philosophy problems.
Yeah, he's quite well known, Eugene. Good old Eugene.
Mirja, do you want to say something?
Yeah, come in, Mirja.
No, not this time. Please go on.
Okay. Good to hear from you again. I think we'll end there, and
yes, let's end here.
We will re-meet in the afternoon, 4-ish, somewhere there. I say thank you both to Kalle and Mirja for participating. And thank you everyone for listening in. Have a beautiful day, morning, or evening, wherever you are. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.